and I see this job because I, of course, wanted to be a Supreme Court justice, to be a paralegal at a small civil rights law firm in Chicago, and that is where I became Barack Obama's paralegal. What I do remember is that there came a point where I wanted to get involved in local politics, and just because I was interested in I've always been interested in government and governance and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I was mentioning it to one of our fellow paralegals, and he's like, well, Barack Obama is a state senator, and I think he might run for office again because he had already had a failed congressional campaign, and he might run for Senate. You should talk to him. So I was like, okay. So Barack and I, because this is how long ago this was, we went to the Whole Foods that's right there in River North. Like, you probably know this Whole Foods. And because, how they have you get the hot food bar or whatever, and you can sit at the Whole Foods. Yep. You didn't want to bring the food back to the brownstone where we're all in close quarters. So you go to the Whole Foods, you get the hot bar, and you sit at the table. Yeah. And that's what we did. And we talked about, what his plans were and what my plans were. And he was like, and then he asked me, a bunch of weird questions, are there any, embarrassing things about your background that I should be concerned about? And I was like, no, not really. And then he was like, well, would you consider being the first hire for my Senate campaign?